Hey guys, I had to come on here and tell you about something that is so cool. And you guys are going to understand this. It's really weird. I've never had a dream like this before. And I've been telling Alex about it for the last 2 or 3 months. I said, I keep having this dream of my girlfriend that moved to Cincinnati a few years ago. And I said, I can't understand why she's in this dream. And he was like, well, what's the dream? And I said, well, the weird thing about this dream, I've never had one like it. I keep going back to the same dream. And he said, well, how does it start? I said, well, it's almost like a basement or a lower level of the house. And it's a house that she has rented, and it must be back here in Kentucky because I'm here with her and I'm helping her move in a few things. But she's not moving back to Kentucky or anything like that. She's in Cincinnati, and her mom has lupus, and she's got some issues there, so she stays nearby her mom. And anyway, and he said, well, what's it like? I said, well, then I go upstairs and I meet her up there because downstairs there's like all these glassware, and they look like almost like antique glassware, like different colored old bottles and things like that, kind of dusty and things, like they've been there a little while. And just down in a basement. And I know they're not hers because it would be like maybe an older woman's things, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I meet her upstairs and we're in the foyer. And the weird thing about the foyer is right next to the front door. And there's a couple of chairs sitting around in the foyer, and there's a big old dog draped over one of the chairs. And then there's another dog off in the other room, and I see a couple of others, and stuff. And she does like animals, but I didn't know she had that many. But in either case, she does in this dream. And the stairs, there's only about 10 stairs leading upstairs. And I'm going up the stairs. Like on the very first dream I had, the dream stops. I'm on stair one. Well, then I have the dream. It starts over. I'm in the basement. I'm looking at all the colored bottles and the dishware and the glassware and stuff like that. I hear her calling for me. I come upstairs. I'm in the foyer. She's standing right by the front door, and I get to stair number two, and the dream ends. Well, then I go to the whole dream starts all over again, maybe a week or so later, or 2 weeks, maybe even. And this time I get to stare three. And I mean, guys, it's exactly precise that I get to stare three on the third dream and stare four on the fourth dream. And there's only about 10 steps on this dream. Well, all of a sudden, and I'm looking back and talking to her. I get to the fourth step and I quit looking back, and then I'm on the fifth step, and then I'm on the sixth step, and this keeps on going. I said, why am I having the dreams about this girl? I mean, like, she and I don't even talk that often, and maybe once every few months or something, we just don't, or we'll shoot each other maybe a message on Messenger or something like that. But she's never mentioned anything in the 5 or 6 years that she moved up to Cincinnati, because I think it was that long ago. It was like 2015. And anyway, so I look, and as I'm not looking back at her now, at the top of the stairs, guys, there is nothing but an open door. It's the rapture. I just know that when I get to that top stair, we're leaving and that door's open, and there's nothing but an open door. There's nothing else up there, guys. Just an open doorway. It's like not even a door. It's just a big open door frame almost. It's wild. Anyway, last dream that I had, and it was just actually several days ago, and I woke up and I told Alex about it. I said, I had the dream again. He said, are you on stair number six? I said, I think so. And I said, and I'm not looking back still. And I said, and I'm still looking at the door straight ahead, and it's open. And I'm getting closer and closer. And I said, I just know. I said, whenever I get up there, I'm leaving. And he said, well, what about her? I said, this time the dream was a little different. He says, what is it? I said, someone's knocking at her door. Someone's knocking at her door. It's Jesus at the door. He's knocking. He wants to come in. And I said, it's chapter 3 of Revelation. Don't you see? We have an open door ahead of us, like like that no one can shut her open, and he and maybe she hasn't made that decision yet. I've witnessed to her many times over the years, and she'd always say, like she never would deny, about Jesus or anything like that, but she wouldn't come out and give me, a testimony. So I knew that there was something there, as to why she was holding back, and I didn't press it. I planted seeds, and um, I told her that I knew that Jesus was coming back, and I tried to, create as much urgency as I could, and do a good job there. And I guess we never think that we do, good enough job at that. And knowing how close that we are, it's difficult, guys. It is, especially, when we're not sure. And if someone won't come out with a testimony, most of the time it's because they don't have that testimony. And but I can't judge. That's between her and the Lord. But I just know what the dream seems to be telling me, and I'm just reporting on the way that it is and the way the dream is. I've just never had a dream so strange that it starts at the very same second that it did from the dream before, and it goes all the way to the end, and you're on stair one and then two and then three. I've just never ever even heard of anything like that. Well, guess what? She contacted me yesterday. She is moving down to Kentucky. She wants to find a house, wants to know if I have any friends or anybody that I know that is renting in anything down here, because she's got dogs. She said, I got a couple of bigger dogs and a couple of smaller dogs. I'm like, okay, like that, just like the dream. And so I said, look, I said, I tried to find a home this time last year or back last summer, and I said it was really difficult. And I said, but, I do have a friend that I wish that he'd had a place open at the time that I was, um, looking, because it would have been great because he's a good friend of mine. I said, but if you give him a call, it's possible that he may. And she said, okay. She was like, shoot me his number, and if you could you give him a call for me? Because I'd like to do something really soon. And I'm like, how soon is soon? And she was just like, if I had a place this week, I'd probably be moving within the next few days. And I'm like, wow, boy, I'm telling you, that's quick. And she said, but obviously I can't find a place. I'm like, okay. So anyway, I call the guy, just to give him a heads up that she may be giving him a call. And he says, Kim, I don't have anything right now. And I said, yeah, I said, that's what you told me. I said, when I was looking for one too. And he said, but I've been thinking about buying some other rental properties. And I said, well, she's a good pay, and I know she would be, and she's a serious woman, and you know, I know that she would pay you well and be a good tenant and all those things. And I said she just has some pets, but she takes care of her pets. She's an older, woman now. She's not a kid. She's probably at least 35 or 6 years old. And so in either case, guys, this is what happened. She called him up. He told her that he didn't have a place. They get to talking on the phone, and he says, you know what? I'm going to look for a place for you. And he said, you need about 4 bedrooms, right? For you and your 3 kids and your animals and stuff like that. And she was like, yeah. She was like, I'd like a larger home to rent. Um, you know, um, yeah, and he said, well, I'll look for one for you. He goes, 4 bedrooms. She goes, Kim, I'm just so excited because he said he might be able to find something this week and go ahead and purchase it because he had some money set aside that he wanted to purchase a few more rental properties. And I'm like, yay, well, that's good for you. And she said, yeah, he just asked me, like, if you don't mind clearing it out because I'll probably have to buy it in an auction, or if, some older people are selling or moving in with their kids because of the, COVID thing or the money situation, I may have to have you clean it out. And I thought about that glassware and that stuff that was left in that basement. And I thought, oh my goodness, it's my dream, y'all. Oh my goodness. You guys, I only got about like step number 7, 8, 9. We're gone. I mean, like, I promise you, I don't think that I'm leaning up on my own understanding with that dream. I've never heard of something so odd in my life, and I couldn't believe it when she called me and said that she was moving back to Kentucky and if she could just find a place. So, guys, I'm just telling you, this is incredible, and I mean, to me, it's exciting, and I hope you guys find it encouraging too. It's just so weird, but it's true. I mean, every bit of it. And I'm just glad that, according to the dream, I'll probably get, at least another chance to talk with her. Obviously, I would help her, if she was moving in some things and grab a few boxes and help her, so that we could have maybe a talk, um, about Jesus coming and about everything that's gone on, because it is harder when somebody's out of town and we don't see each other like we used to more on a regular basis. So anyway, guys, just pray on that situation, and that my buddy gets to find a home down here, and that she'll be flying with us, and every time I start getting a little down, like, will it be this year, or really could we leave before the end of the month or anything, then I get something like this. And I never thought that this was, I knew it was a picture of the rapture because of the door open at the end of the staircase, and I was getting closer and closer, but I already knew that anyway. But now that all of this other stuff is happening, it's just so, it's so encouraging how the Lord encourages us. He does pour out His Spirit upon all flesh, and and it's to encourage us. And He knows, He gives us meat in due season. He gives us those tidbits and those, and this is more than a breadcrumb. I was just like, this whole big slice of bread with butter on it too. But anyway, I love you guys, and I hope you found this encouraging, and I'm sure we'll talk really soon.